Okay, so I'm having a late night because I'm running behind. I usually cook on Sundays, but it's Monday, and it is, yeah, 9:19 at night. Oh well, what will be will be. And because tomorrow I have a lot of doctor's appointments. I had a little accident while we were away. Without discussing it too much, I need to have a lot of tests done, and just take it easy. Pretty simple. Can't really talk about it, and I don't want to. But okay, so what I'm going to be making this week, I'm going to be making some stuffed peppers, but before I can make them, I need to make cauliflower rice, and I have a bag of cauliflower here. I had 2 heads, but I also wanted to make cauliflower parm, now, which means do you both love. The first thing I want to do, though, is I want to roast it. Now, I could roast it just the way it is. Now, okay, in cutting these steaks, cauliflower steaks, there's a method to the madness. You want to really core it and cut down the middle, and then just carefully cut the steaks. And I have about like 1, 2, 3, it could be 4, 5, 6. So it could be like a couple nights. And then of course I will make some stuffed peppers for the other nights of the week. But as far as roasting it, I could just brush on some olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and call it a day. Put it in the oven about 425, 450, and roast it up. For me, I like flavor, because the funny thing with cauliflower, it takes on a whole new taste once you roast it. And so I love flavor. I love flavor. So what I'm gonna do, I have a baggie here. I'm gonna make basically you would call this a chutney. And the reason I do this is because I love the flavor, says my husband. I'm going to mix all of this into a baggie with some olive oil and garlic, and then I'm going to just spoon it on each one so they drizzle over the top. And when I put them in the oven, the house does get some unique smells, because what I have here is I do have some shredded fine carrot, okay? I have some fresh parsley that I cut down. I do have some celery. I've got some yellow onion, and I've got some red onion. And that's all gonna go in that baggie with some garlic, a little veggie seasoning, a little pepper, no salt. There's no reason for the salt. The salt can be added at the end. Maybe a little onion powder. I don't know about turmeric, and I'll save the turmeric and the chicken for my cauliflower rice, which I'm not making tonight. I'm really tired. I was in the hospital for about 5 hours from my little problem that happened while we were away, and I am really tired and I am really sore. So I'm just gonna stick to those, and I'm gonna add those with this in that baggie, shake it up and put it on there, and I'm going to roast it in the oven. So right now, let me get all this into the baggie and start putting it on there. Now, some people may want to know, what is chutney? Chutney is, okay, chutney, well, here's one thing that is a chutney, which you may not know, which is your standard relish, okay? This is a chutney. It's basically a family of condiments, okay? A whole bunch of things kind of blended together. It's very popular in the country of India, and you know, it's eaten cold, it's eaten warm. You can either have, the main ingredients could be vegetables, they could be fruits, spices, and in this case, obviously, they're mostly veggies and a little bit of the seasoning in there of the spices. Some people use a yogurt base. With me, you see I'm going to be using olive oil. And you can make, like, might have heard of mango chutney, which, you know, that would be something on the table, and you would spoon it onto your plate or maybe dip things into it. In this case, this chutney is for flavoring. And I'm going, you know, well, it will burn. The oven's going to be like 425 to 450. So it will burn, but it's going to burn this. It's going to literally take all the flavors and put it into the cauliflower. So I will be scraping off because they will get like a little bit burnt pieces on there. But I will be doing that, and I will be flipping them partway through the cooking process. But chutney's been around for, oh my gosh, it's like, I think I read 500 BC, something like that. And it's just basically, it's either vegetables or fruits cut up and mixed with other things, like I said, like with yogurts, or in this case, it's gonna be olive oil. You could probably mix it with ranch dressings or yogurt, plain yogurt, and use it for like dipping vegetables, you know, like celery, carrots, whatever. So chutney is something you hear of a lot. Don't be afraid of the word chutney, because it's used a lot and probably in many things that you eat. But this would be a chutney, just like, where'd it go? I lost it. Like, okay, think of when you have a Mexican food. Salsa is basically like a chutney. What do you do with it? You dip things into it. But your relish is also basically a chutney. All right, so let me get this into here and the spices, and shake it up and start applying it onto my beautiful cauliflower steaks, which I think look pretty darn good, if I say so myself. All right, let me get started, because I can't believe what time of night it is. Okay, I have everything in the bag. Basically, I'm just shaking it up. Now, you might want to add extra olive oil in here, because you got to make sure that there's enough to go over each piece of each cauliflower steak. You want to coat them good enough. So you definitely want to double check. You might need to be adding more. Let me open this up. And it smells crazy because of the different types of onion and all the other flavors in here. I mean, it's very pretty. And I know the whole house is gonna have some unique smells at 9 something at night. My husband's watching TV. I know he'll be coming out here like, what are you doing, woman? But you can see how colorful. And yeah, definitely needs a little bit more of the olive oil in there, because I need enough. There's a lot, there's quite a few cauliflower steaks here. So we definitely need to add some more olive oil. And remember, we are roasting this. So you want to make sure you have a good foil lined pan, because regardless, the pan's still going to go into the dishwasher or hand wash it. But I doubled up on the foil, because the goal is having a high heat, roasting it up really good. But hopefully that is enough of the olive oil. So I'm going to fold the bag down. I always use bags because it's just easier. Even when I make my cauliflower rice, which obviously I have right here. I'm gonna try to make my cauliflower rice tomorrow so you can see that. Because what I'll do with the cauliflower rice is when I use ground turkey for my stuffed peppers. I have a basic recipe, so that'll be its own video. I use that for side dishes. I use it for stuffing peppers or cabbage. It's just a basic that I do. It's just something my husband and I like. But a lot of these things that are in here actually go into my cauliflower rice, which, again, that'll be another video. Right now, it's all about the steaks. Because what I'm gonna do when I'm done roasting these is let them cool, scrape off the chutney, because it will be, well, it's going to be a very hot oven, so expect to see a lot of little crispy bits that are black or, overly cooked. I'm going to scrape them off. Once they're fully cooled, I'm going to put all of these into a Pyrex dish, which then I'm going to be adding more of a low sugar when you can find it. I try not to drown it in sauce, but I'm going to be putting sauce on it and some mozzarella cheese, a little oregano, and basically we're going to be having cauliflower parmesan. And I'm probably going to steam up some broccoli with a little bit of garlic butter using real garlic, and I get it out in the jar a lot. I should just get regular, but it's easy out of the jar. And you can use garlic powder if you prefer. So that's what my goal is. I want to roast it first, let it cool, clean off the chutney as much as I can, cover it in the sauce and the cheese and the oregano, wrap it up, and boom, I have dinner ready for several nights for the week. And I have doctor appointments tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get to making my cauliflower rice. We'll see. I'm a little tired and it hurts for me to walk since I had my little accident, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. I do have a lot of doctor's appointments tomorrow. So right now I'm gonna start putting the chutney on. It looks pretty good. Let me show you all these colors again. The yellow onion, red onion, celery, carrot, all the spices, and of course garlic. We don't eat anything without onions and garlic. So, all right, let me get started. Okay, I'm almost done. I have a little bit more to go right here. It looks all pretty. I'm waiting for my oven to hit temp. I have it set to about 425, 430. And the nice thing about when you mix things up in big baggies, this is how I make my cauliflower rice. I make it in a baggie, I put the baggie in the fridge, and I can make it anytime during the week. If I wasn't so tired and I wasn't in so much pain from my little accident, I probably would do it tonight, but now it's almost 9:40. Yeah. It's almost 9:40. And I'm doing this. So you want to make sure you get the olive oil around, okay, on the cauliflower. And some people might be like, oh my gosh, so much stuff on it. Here's the thing. Cauliflower can be a very bland vegetable, right? And you need to add flavor to it. And now you could definitely, at this point, even add a little bit more pepper. If you wanted to add salt, that's fine. Believe it or not, this vegetable seasoning has its own salt. And so would onion powder if you put any of that on there. I try not to put too much salt on things because you gotta remember, once this is done roasting, and I'm gonna flip them partway through, and I've cooled it off and scraped off all this chutney, I'm gonna be then putting sauce on it and cheese, so I really don't need to add salt to it. But yeah, using these bags are great because when I'm done, instead of having to worry about cleaning a dish, all I have to do is throw the bag away. So it does come in handy using the big bags and mixing it all up. All right, let me get finished up and hopefully my oven comes to temperature. Okay, they're completely covered and my bag is empty right into the trash. All right, just still waiting on my oven. Okay, it is sizzling away. It's been in about 10 minutes. Remember, the goal is you want it to be tender and roasted. So I will be flipping this probably in another, I don't know, 5 to 10. It just depends. I'm gonna keep peeking in on it. Okay, now I've flipped them. It's very hot in here, so be very careful. I've flipped them twice, but if you look careful, you can see the edges starting to get nice and brown. I took a knife and checked the middle and they're starting to get tender, but I definitely want them a little bit more brown. So maybe another 10 minutes and these puppies will be done and I can cool them down. Okay, what I'm doing right now is they are done, obviously. This was all the chutney. This was the stuff that burned up. This was the celery and the 2 different types of onion and carrot, which flavored, remember, flavored up the cauliflower. Because cauliflower can be kind of bland. And I have it sitting in the sink to cool. And then what I've done is I've transferred it to a platter with paper towels on it because I want to get off some of that excess olive oil. And then I use some paper towels across the top. That will go in the trash too. And basically you want them to be brown. No, they might look burnt from your end, but they are actually just a nice little golden brown color, and I'm getting off some of that excess. Now what I want to do is I want to get these into the pan. I added a little bit of my sauce in there. I didn't have a low sugar to no sugar, so I'm just using another brand, but again, you're not eating the whole jar of sauce. And once I transfer them in there, I'm gonna put a little more sauce on top. I'm going to be putting different types of mozzarella in there, but of course there's nothing better with Parm than some fresh grated Parmesan cheese on top. And then to finish it off, I will add some oregano. All right, so let me assemble this. And I've got my foil ready, and it is, I'm afraid to look at the clock. Yeah, it's 10:48, and I've got 2 doctor appointments tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day. But at least dinner will be ready. And the one way to check to see if your cauliflower is tender is basically using a knife during the process, and just carefully, because it's very gentle cauliflower, and making sure that you can get a nice cut in there easy without a lot of hesitation, and you know it's done. But right now, let me get this all assembled, and you can see it, and I'm just gonna wrap it up, and I'm ready for bed. I always start things late, and this is what happens. I'm almost done. Now, I am one of those that doesn't like a lot of sauce. However, you know, when you got other people under your roof, you have to give and take here and there. But, you know, it's really nice because you can actually see some of the chutney that did not burn. It's still in there, so that's going to actually blend nicely into your sauce, and just give more flavor. So, you know, it's a win-win. So I'm just going to be covering this puppy up. I've just shredded down some fresh Parm. I'm becoming a snob, actually, with Parm. I don't like it out of the container at all. I have to shred it myself, like for salads, for cooking. It's definitely my last resort that I will do. I'm just a snob when it comes to shredding, and it does not take long to use a mandolin or a regular cheese grater. So what I'm going to do now is take that Parm, and remember, it is obviously cauliflower Parm, and we want to make sure each piece gets some of that fresh Parm. Yeah, I know, it's so different when you do it yourself. It just tastes so much better than out of a container. And with how long a block of Parm may last for a couple people, you know, it's kind of worth it financially, I guess you could say. Come on, I'm not gonna waste it. It's just all going in there. Now, my hubby is a mozzarella fan, which I am too. I like cheese. So I am going to add, I try to clean as I go. I'm one of those people, I have OCD, I think. That's okay. I can't stand a dirty sink. I can't stand, if you leave your laundry in the dryer, I will come to when I'm at your house, I will literally open your dryer, fold your clothes. If you have dishes in your sink, I probably will do them, and dry them and put them away. It drives me crazy. And I don't like trash cans. I have this weird thing about trash cans. Our trash cans are hidden, and I just don't like them. I do not like them. Everybody's always like, "Where's your trash can?" I'm like, "Over there. It's hidden." And if they're in the bathroom washing their hands, they're like, "Where's the trash can?" I'm like, "It's hidden." We all have our quirks, right? All right. So, just want to make sure there's enough mozzarella on here too, because the boy loves this. He loves this. This is one of my hubby's favorites. It is cauliflower. He loves chicken parm. That's probably his favorite ever dinner. But he does like this. A little more for good measure. Just a little bit more. And now we're going to add on just enough oregano to flavor it up. Come on. Is it actually coming out? It's hard for me to see. I'm trying to see on camera. I've probably got a ton of oregano on here. All right. Now, all I got to do is wrap it up. Tomorrow, just have to put it in the oven on like 325 for, I don't know, maybe 20 20-25 minutes. Dinner's done. What I'll make with it is probably like a garlicky green bean or possibly garlicky broccoli. I don't know yet. I am very tired. It's 11:02 p.m. at night. So all I gotta do now, it's cooled down. I'm gonna wrap it up with some foil. And I have one of these lids. I don't know if your Pyrex dishes come with these lids, but you know, if you have a lot of things in your fridge, once you put that on top, you can put things, stack things on top of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video and give it a try and see how you like it. Again, when you're roasting cauliflower, you don't need to make the chutney. That is strictly up to you. For me, I've played around with broccoli and cauliflower so much since we have been doing low carb. I needed to add flavoring to it. And I love cauliflower, however, it needs flavor. It gets a very bland type of veggie. So you have to give it some oomph. So anyway, I hope you enjoy, and I hope you're a fan of cauliflower parm. Love to know what kind of, how you make yours. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up, put it in the fridge, and I'll be ready for tomorrow. Please give me a new like, or give me a new subscribe. I am a new channel. If you could like it and give me a subscribe, it'd be great. I really appreciate it. And I hear 2 of my fur kids fighting, which means I need to end this video. So enjoy, and hopefully you'll write down how you make your cauliflower parm. And again, please give me a subscribe and a like. It'd be great. Have a great evening, and I'm going to bed as soon as I'm done. I'm exhausted. Good night.